Oh.
Is it on for you guys? Okay.
Very well. Let's do this.
Let's see.
Who knows?
Here.
Maybe continue. Yes. There we go.
Woo! And time to say.
Yes. What you were just investigating.
I'm also just gonna make my own voice for Sherlock Holmes.
Well, it still has to be British though.
I can't do British accent.
Well, then let me take Sherlock.
No.
I mean, sorry, Harlock.
Before we started talking, you were examining Kazuma's desk, weren't you? I already put your name. Kazuma. Ah, yes. Alright, hold on. Kazuma. Wait. Kazuma.
Kazuma.
Start us off.
Kazuma, oh, useful victim.
Kazuya. Oh, yes, the victim.
Did you notice anything useful? Anything at all?
Observe for a moment, my lady, the desktop of the victim.
Oh, we're actually getting to this.
We see that the victim was engaged in penning some text. London Diary. Kazuma was keeping notes of the trip. But I don't think you should read his private writings. It could upset people. Tragic, and something you ought to perhaps elucidate before the act of reading. You mean you've read it already? It is my business to know what other people do not. Yes, believe it or not, Watson, I know a smattering of Japanese.
Watson is dead.
Indeed. Well, you're about to know what a Susato takedown is. Susato-san? Aren't you gonna throw the detective with one of your trademark takedowns? I'm
sorry, Naruto-san. What on earth do you mean? He's an Englishman. I'll be killed.
Life is so unfair. Anyway, to return to matter at hand. Namely, this diary belonging to the victim. It would appear the final sentence is incomplete, as if the author were cut short. Tell me, what is the nature of the writing? Pray be precise as to details. Oh, but I thought you knew Japanese? A smattering, dear boy, a smattering. Sayonara, Banzai, Mikadu, Nado Nado. I trust your suitability impressed.
Suitability?
But this diary is littered with complicated-looking characters, of which I can read precisely none.
Yet you're speaking Japanese.
So what was all that showing off about before, then?
If you would be so kind as to show me, I would be happy to read it to you, Mr. Schultz.
I don't know. I'm much obliged, my dear madam. My dear madam.
The final entry here in Kazuma-sama's diary consists of just two short sentences. The first reads, 1:23 a.m. I can hear a faint whistling sound.
A whistling sound? These are very deep waters. Pray, go on.
The second sentence reads, 1:35 a.m. What looks like some sort of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill.
A speckled band? What on earth does that mean?
I have no idea. I've never heard that expression before.
The ventilator grill, you say? The man was presumably referred.
Oh, hold on.
Give me a second.
Yeah, Dad?
Alright, I paused it. What?
Without spoiling, if possible.
Without spoiling.
What it was.
What? Without spoiling.
They're including some of Sherlock Holmes's work there.
Yeah. See, I told you, it's pretty interesting, huh?
Yeah. So, before you start, let me just, well, no, you go ahead and start, and by the time I fast forward all the way to where you had paused, I should be able to catch up.
Oh, okay.
Oh, never mind. That was quick.
Oh, so you're back?
Alright, Albert, unpause.
Alright, I'm
Right
unpausing.
now.
Okay.
Yeah.
To the lattice there on the wall, which connects to the adjoining cabin. Yes, the adjoining cabin. Kazuma's diary has been entered into the court record. A diary Kazuma, sorry. A diary Kazuma was keeping of his trip to London. According to the last entry he made before his death, he spied what appeared to be a speckled band. So, I believe I've given you enough to consider for the time being, at least.
Ah, do you have somewhere to go?
As it happens, the victim's writings in his diary have piqued my interest. The matter warrants further investigation, I believe. And if I am still too long, the seasickness takes hold.
Oh, I suppose. You're thinking of investigating the cabin next door, which the ventilator connects to?
Great detectives are a curious breed. Our minds rebel at stagnation. We crave mental exhalation. So yes, I intend to investigate. Hence, the truth will become clear soon enough. Do you think, perhaps, that we could go with you? No, that would be somewhat complicated. What? But why? A simple glance at your wrist should reveal the answer. Oh, these. After all, you're the prime suspect in this matter. No. There's no point trying to turn it into a question. You're the one who decided I was the culprit in the first place. Whatever do you mean? I have no recollection of naming you as the culprit at any point. You must be joking. You said it only a moment ago. Dear me, you are clearly misguided. I would have no cause to say such a thing.
Well, actually, Mr. Sholmes, I did hear you say that too.
You're quite sure? Well, that's very strange. I wouldn't have said you had the face of a criminal, you know. Not really. So, what were you looking at my knees before? Some great detective you are. Well, anyway, that was then, and this is now. What do you mean? What I mean, sir, is this. If you are the culprit, then you must play the part more convincingly. Roll over and accept your fate. Ah! Now he's just being plain rude. And off he goes, having just laughed in my face. His sense of humor is as twisted as his name. That's the joke. Yep.
Norohoro-san, what are you just standing there for? We must go and investigate the cabin next door as well.
Aren't you forgetting something? What about these? There's no way I can...
Ah!
Okay, I'm back on the floor. What the fuzzle?
After Kazuma-sama spent his dying moments struggling to leave us a clue, you're willing to give up? You're just going to roll over and accept your fate?
Ugh. As if you gave me any choice in the rolling over part. I think we still have some investigation to finish off in here first, don't we? Let's carry on examining what we can in this cabin while we wait for a chance to slip next door.
Good idea.
The situation doesn't look good for me, but there are still things I can do to help myself. And I owe it to Kazuyama to do everything I can do. Kazuma. Kazuma. Kazuma.
There you
Kazuma.
go.
Fuck.
Jesus Christ! I just.
Sorry.
I'm sorry, guys.
Did you just say it's Kazuma?
It's pronounced Kazuma.
It's Kazuma.
Just because a video game pronounces it Kazuya.
It's Kazuma. It's Kazuma. It's Kazuma.
Kazuma, yeah.
Kazuma.
And Dad, if you're gonna do the fucking Kazuya argument, I'm sorry. If you're gonna do the Kazuya argument, that's because that's Tekken.
I can't say his name.
I don't know what the hell he's even trying to argue about now.
Is that...
Is something wrong, Naruhodo-san?
Oh, no. It's just that crewman standing by the door. I can't help feeling like I've seen him somewhere before.
Oh yes, you're right. He does look familiar. Excuse me, sir.
Who should voice him?
Well,
because you...
Do you want me to do it?
Yeah.
What type of voice should I do? And not something too ridiculous.
Whatever you think.
Yes, what can I do for you?
Oh. I recognize that face, but it can't be. It is.
I didn't know you were here, Inspector Hosanaga. Whoops. Myself.
What happened?
Hey, Dad, what did you say? Oh, sorry. Hello again.
What? I know, right? Why is he back? And how did he get here? It makes no sense.
I guess detectives do have a horrible salary, huh? Hey, Dad, I guess detectives do have a horrible salary, huh?
This is going insane. What are you doing here?
I think that should be my line. I was so stunned when I saw you, my heart stopped.
He do got to be a little loud, though.
I hope. I received some special orders to go undercover as a member of the crew on board the ship.
Again?
You certainly seem to enjoy undercover work, Inspector. If there's anything I can do to help you, please ask.
I never expected to see this man on board. But perhaps his presence can help me out of this hopeless situation. Should I converse with him? Should I eat him? Or should I eat myself?
Well, why don't you present your badge?
Oh, well, that'll work. If I'm going to turn this desperate situation around somehow, then the inspector in front of me is my only chance.
I was joking, but sure, why not? Oh.
Inspector, can I show you this? What the?
What the? Is that a fabled Imperial Yume University pin badge?
I'm not sure if it's really fabled exactly, but...
So, you're a genuine student then?
Sorry?
Nothing like me with my regular schooling. You're something much greater. Is that what you were trying to say?
Can I have my badge back, please?
Wait, did he just take your badge?
I looked at this already, so I might as well show him.
Ah, this is the paper seal that was stuck over the wardrobe during... Ah, this is the paper seal that was stuck over the wardrobe doors this morning, isn't it?
That's right. To try to stop the cabin steward opening it up and discovering me.
Wouldn't it have been better to write it in English if you didn't know Russian?
Maybe, but Alfoda paper amulets like this are a part of our culture, Inspector. And I thought if I made it look creepy enough, people would be too scared to want to look inside.
It isn't easy being a stowaway, is it?
Ooh. Have you seen this photograph yet, Inspector?
Oh dear, are you alright, Inspector? Yes, sorry, I'm fine. I was hoping to hide my upset with a fit of coughing and spluttering. I'm usually very good at it. But trying to...
What'd he say?
What?
What'd you say? What'd you say?
You were buffering over here.
Oh, but it's still working?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I didn't read that.
Oh, sorry.
You go through the log. But trying to stifle my feelings seems to have stifled my cough this time. It's all so sad. The Soldier-san was such a promising young man. The Empire had such high hopes for him. I had such high hopes for him, even though I'm just a detective.
We're all going to miss you, Kazuma. Wait, Kazama? Kazuma?
Kazuma, yeah, there you go.
Kazuma S. That just slipped.
Yep, I can tell. Right, next one. Next piece of evidence. Whew. Oh.
Alright. It's paused. It's paused. Show me the toe. You scared him. Show me the toe.
This is online.
But they're off.
Oh.
Weird.
Should we just continue?
Hold on, let's just give it a second. I'm sorry that she's touching you with her toes, Jen. Austin can stay here the night. I will leave at 6:15.
No.
Yeah. I'll have to use your mouse pads though.
No.
Why not?
Because no.
Okay. Also, yeah, we're still talking. I forgot the mic's still on.
Yeah.
Still waiting for him. The freak are they doing and what's going on? So later on, I want to continue this. Oh, and also, I'm afraid I can't read a world.
Excuse me, that's me.
How do you know that's you?
Look at where the text box is pointing.
Oh yeah, then read it.
Well, I'm sorry, I was waiting for them, like you said.
Oh yeah, they're still not on, so we can't yet. Or maybe that's just a random line and it actually is belonging to me.
Shut up.
Look at Jed Austin.
How is he coming?
Try to sleep like that?
No.
Why? Would you break your back?
I break all my bones.
Something's going on. Hold on. I'm just gonna do it. Here, go ahead and read it. They can catch up.
I'm afraid I can't read a word of Russian.
No, me neither. I have no idea what any of this says. The pair of you floundering is a sorry sight. Allow me to offer some assistance. I should have done this when he was there! The article on the front page of the newspaper is concerned with fearsome Russian revolutionary. It reads, Revolutionary villain Borshvik flees Russia via Shanghai. Yes, you told us that before. It reveals also that those who see the man's beard with their own eyes never live to tell the tale.
Oh my goodness, he is fearsome.
Well, presumably the newspaper photographer was alright, wasn't he? The solution is obvious, of course. If he despises his beard to that degree, he need only shave it off.
What the fuck is going on? That's the problem, Mr. Sholmes.
We already did that, right?
Yeah.
Or just their new stuff for me.
You just...
Oh, no, okay. Who the heck? This is interesting.
Have you found something relevant, Naruhodo-san?
Well, no. I mean, it looks like it might be interesting.
I can't read a single word, I'm afraid. Oh.
Hello? What's up? Everything. Oh, okay. So should I continue?
Okay.
No, nor can I, but look at this picture. Perhaps it's about a beautiful young Russian princess, do you think?
She is very pretty, isn't she? I suppose you enjoy articles like this, do you?
I don't know. I can't make any sense of it. Ah, I'm glad you've noticed this article.
Ah!
Allow me to give you a short summary of its contents. Oh, thank you. He pops up everywhere, this Mr. Sholmes. It's about the disappearance of a young lady last night. Renowned prima ballerina of the Novodik Ballet disappears from Shanghai. During a performance in Shanghai, the famous dancer was reported missing, Mr. Watson. She is, of course, the talented young Nikolina Pavlova. Why are Russian names so hard to remember?
In Japanese, her name would be Nikolina Borstovich.
It would appear the woman was in costume when she was found to be missing from her dressing room. Wearing the diamond tiara you see pictured, which is worth some 20,000 rubles. Oh, how much is 20,000 rubles?
I have no idea, but I'm quite sure it must be an unbelievable sum of money.
Susato-san's eyes are shining like diamonds themselves. The tiara is here, you can read that one for me.
The tiara is the property of the Novovich Ballet. It would seem the director is beside herself with wearing. Alright.
I just tore my neck.
Ow. Can I read that?
Keep reading. Just read them all for now. I'll be right back.
The company is most anxious to recover both Miss Povalova and the valuable tiara. They've requested international assistance at all ports with sailings to Great Britain. Could this be another case of a Russian fleeing his or her country?
It does seem to be the Russian thing to do.
Wow!
Damn.
I'm not even going to dignify that with a response, Mr. Naruhodo.
So, article about ballerina. An article on the back page of a Russian newspaper. The headline reads, "Renowned prima ballerina of the Novakik Ballet disappears from Shanghai."
Also, it's... who the heck? Who says ballet? It's ballet. Ballet.
Yeah, ballet.
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 Ballot is when you're voting for someone.
Yeah. Oh, so then now we should show this. Can I show you this newspaper, Inspector?
I'm sorry, but I can't read Russian very well.
Well, there's no need to be Russian.
I've heard that joke before, and it's still bad.
Oh no, that's alright. I know what it says. So you just wanted to point out your university...
Excuse me?
Oh wait, sorry.
So you just wanted to point out your university-level linguistic talents, is that it?
Sorry?
I press X to doubt. Nothing like me with my regular schooling. You're something much greater. Is that what you are trying to say?
Sorry. Forget I mentioned it.
Okay.
Huh. That's weird.
What? Oh, yeah, I've read that.
Oh wait, that's the second part.
Yeah.
Oh. Let me just...
Albert. Albert, stop! Albert, stop!
What?
I'm gonna warn you something.
What?
She's freaking dumb. Do not continue that for the love of Right, Kazuma's diary. What's that? What's that?
It's Kazuma's diary.
There you go. Just before he died, Kazuma-sama wrote something rather strange in his diary. Strange? In what way? He wrote, "What looks like some kind of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill." A speckled band. That is strange.
Yes. We're still trying to work out what he meant by that, but what I'd like to know is...
Don't tell me. The ventilator, is it? You're very astute, Inspector. That ventilator clearly joins to the next door cabin.
That's right, so if we could investigate in there, we might be able to work out what the speckled band was.
Alright then. I can't leave this cabin at the moment. I'm stuck here until we arrive at the next port. The captain has given me strict orders to guard the scene of the crime, you see. I'll have to entrust the investigation to you. Really? You're willing to do that? Yes, as long as you don't leave the first-class cabin area. I'm afraid I can't remove those handcuffs, though.
But what about the captain? Aren't you going against his direct orders?
I'm a man of my word. And I promise you that I'll lay my life on the line if that's what it takes to convince the captain. After all, I failed to keep Asogi-san safe. This is the least I can do.
Thank you.
Let's seize the moment then, Naruhodo-san.
Not yet.
Let's just select move, and we can leave this cabin at last.
Move. Alright, let's see what we can find out.
Oh, that's just it. Alright, well, let's move, I guess. Oh, never mind.
So what are your special orders this time, Inspector?
Yes, and why are you dressed as a member of the crew? I'm so sorry.
Huh?
This is all my fault. I take full responsibility.
For what?
My orders were to act as Asogi-san's bodyguard. It was Minister of Justice Jigoku who pushed for this overseas study tour to go ahead. And he entrusted me with ensuring that Asogi-san reached Great Britain without being assassinated.
Assassinated? How could that even have been a possibility?
I'm not sure, but these are complicated times. There are tensions between the world's greatest powers. Minister Jigoku said we should be prepared for all eventualities.
This is incredible.
I don't believe it. Kazuma-sama was assassinated? Obviously, we couldn't give Asogi-san a visible security escort. Which is why I'm undercover now, posing as one of the crew. I see. And I didn't take my eyes off them the entire time we've been on board, from morning until night, every day. But I never imagined it would happen here inside his own cabin, not here on the first-class deck. I failed miserably at my assignment, and Asogi-san is dead as a result. I'm a disgrace. All I can do is humbly apologize.
Inspector.
So if there's anything at all that I can do to help now, just say the word.
Word. Or the word.
I will kill you. I can't leave this cabin at the moment. I'm stuck here until we arrive at the next port. The captain has given me strict orders to guard the scene of the crimes. I'll have to entrust the investigation to you. Really? You're willing to do that? Is this repeating dialogue? Yes, as long as you don't leave the first-class cabin area. I'm afraid I can't read those numbers. So what, this is repeating dialogue.
Yeah, but I can't skip it.
I'm a man of my word. And I promise you that I'll lay my life on the line if that's what it takes to convince the captain. After all, I failed to keep Osobi-san safe. This is the least I can do. Let's seize the moment then, Naruhodo-san. Just like move,
What if I want to present more evidence?
We've presented literally every piece of evidence. Let's leave.
I want to present to him my ball. My ball that I got from basketball.
Yeah.
Like seriously, the orange and black ball, basically.
Mm-hmm.
I swear, that's what I was gonna say.
Mm-hmm.
For real.
Right, even though basketball wasn't a thing back then. Right, anyway, move.
Okay, let us go to converse. No. Examine. No. Present.
I will smack you in the second.
Oh. So, a cabin on the SS Buria and the scene of the crime. Kazuma was occupying this cabin for the voyage to Britain, along with me as a stowaway.
First and foremost, we must get out of this cabin.
The passageway that connects the first-class cabins on the SS Buria. January, 7:48 a.m. SS Buria, first-class cabin passageway.
You know what that sound effect reminds me of?
Getting shot.
A typewriter?
No, well, technically yes, when you save in the first Resident Evil games.
Okay, so then yeah, a typewriter.
Yeah. What if typewriters didn't exist back then, though?
Well, then they'd have to use a quill.
What if that didn't exist?
Well, then they'd use their finger and dog. I'm not finishing that sentence.
I thought whatever was in the bottom left corner of the screen was a mouse trap with cheese on it.
That is.
It is?
That looks like a mouse trap.
I believe that is.
That's a gigantic trap.
Why is it there?
And why is it so huge?
Yo, Dad, you can't hear me right now, but look at the mouse trap. It's on the corner, the left bottom corner.
Alright, well, anyway, let's continue. Read your line.
Woo! Finally out of that cabin.
I have to admit, this isn't quite what I was expecting. Oh wait, that's you. I didn't realize, I thought that was...
I have to admit, this isn't quite what I was expecting.
Yeah, that was bad.
It's less spacious out here than I thought it would be, and this is the most luxurious accommodation.
That's right, he was stuffed in a suitcase, so he didn't realize about this stuff. Yes, indeed. Kazuma-sama was being sent on this study tour by the government. That's why he was being put up in a first-class cabin. Even still, this is about twice as large as my accommodation in steerage.
Really? That must be awful. Oh no. You gotta sound like the heavy weapons guy from TF2, though.
That was my plan, actually, when I saw that guy for the first time.
No, I think that's literally the same voice actor.
Is that?
I think it's gotta be. It sound like it in the anime or in the beginning.
You're gonna make me look that up now.
It literally sounded like the heavy weapons dude.
All right, I get it.
Yeah. Oh, look over there. No, that's not what I want to show. There's another crewman keeping watch, and he looks enormous, even if he is sitting down.
The door next to him leads to the second-class accommodation. I suppose he's making sure that no one comes in here who shouldn't.
I suppose. Like people in handcuffs?
Maybe you should put those down, Ryunosuke? Naruhodo-san, you look like a little boy visiting a toy shop for the first time. I would have thought you'd be used to the ship by now. We've been at sea for 2 weeks already.
Well, yes, I know. But the thing is... I was inside Kazuma's trunk when I first came aboard. Oh, I just gotta think Kazuma.
Kazuma, yes.
Kazuma.
Kazuma.
I was thinking Kazuma's trunk when I first came aboard.
Yes. Yeah?
What's up?
I wanted to tell you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what would have been cool? You know that every time when it showed the next spot and the times out the time and the date and all that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It would be cool if they did a bumper like in Law and Order.
That would be cool, but that would be copyrighted.
Prompt.
I know.
Anyway, let's continue.
Oh, and by the way, I did notice the mousetrap.
I wonder what type of rats they have.
It's probably mice on steroids.
Rats.
Probably New York-sized rats.
Probably, more than likely.
Anyway,
And ever since then, I've been shut up inside that little wardrobe.
that's true. It must have been a very trying time for you.
These are all the characters. So we already saw those two. Now we got Herlock Sholmes. There's not a person in the world who hasn't heard of this famous great detective. Not a person except me, apparently. And he's 34 years old.
34.
And then there's Satoru Hosanga, 29, a chief inspector in the Imperial Police Bureau who's on an undercover mission posing as a member of the ship's crew. Please, don't give me that pitying look.
Oh boy.
And let's head back to the cabin.
Oh, come on.
Oh wait. Pastor. Ow! Jet, you gotta be careful. It's dimly lit and narrow, but watched over keenly by a member of the crew at all times.
Are you sure we've asked everything we need to, Mr. Nuttleadle?
Let's start with exam, I guess.
Yeah.
Excuse me, but could I ask you something?
You little stowaway murderer.
You gotta be louder.
You little stowaway murderer.
That wasn't a good start, was it?
Alright, let me try instead. Good day, Mr. Sailor. I'm so sorry to trouble you, but could I perhaps ask you something? Something of you?
You little third-class lady's maid.
Ooh, wow. Oh!
We seem to have caught the sailor on a bad day, Susato-san.
I am not sailor. My mother gave me name. I am Senior Crewman, Beef Stroganoff.
Oh my jeebus. Okay, I'm done playing and you guys will see why.
Beef Stroganoff.
Why? Wait, what? What? I'm sorry, I don't see it.
Oh my... No.
You don't get it, Austin?
No.
Look, what did I tell you we had earlier? Beef
Oh my
stroganoff. With that, I think I am done for the rest of my life. That is so ridiculous.
I am Senior Crewman, Beef Stroganoff.
I didn't say anything. I heard.
Beef Stroganoff. Biff Stroganoff. A real wall of a man and a senior member of the Russian crew who's in charge of security around the first-class cabins. Oh man, why is it fuck?
Alright.
Oh, woo. The best thing is just to avoid eye contact, I think. Mr. Stroganoff, about this first-class cabin area.
Here we are in finest part of Peru steamship for very important persons.
What sort of very important persons?
Government officials, kings and queens traveling in secret, many important persons. That is why I am always guarding this place.
Gosh, that's amazing.
But somehow I let stupid stories. I want to pick you up and throw you in the ocean. But Stroganov is not the animal.
Thank you.
If I may, I was wondering, is the cabin next to Mr. Asogi's currently occupied?
Da. Da.
Susato-san, did you understand that?
It sounded like da. I think it's probably Russian for yes or no.
Is da yes or da no?
Da is yes.
Da is yes? Okay.
Nyet is no.
Oh yeah, nyet is no, that's right. Genius.
It is not permitted to visit other cabins without invitation.
Well, it sounds like there's somebody in the next door cabin at least.
Yes, it's tantalizing.
Could you tell us who's traveling in the cabin next to Mr. Asogi's?
His name is Mr. Grimsby Roylott. He is very important Western gentleman.
Grimsby Roylott.
A Western gentleman.
Do not think about it. He has nothing to do with murder of stolen porn.
How can you be so sure about that?
Mr. Roylott is authentic Western gentleman. Such a man would have no interest in lowly student from insignificant Far East islands.
That was harsh. What? What's up?
Yes, Mr. Grimsby Roylott.
Is that a pun?
Is that a pun you
No,
might...
he's the main antagonist for the Speckled Band story of Sherlock Holmes.
Oh!
Oh, well, they have that name there. Wow. This is so inconsistent.
That is none of your, that is not your business.
Come to think of it,
I'm just waiting for them to say Moriarty.
even though we've been at sea for 2 weeks now, and I've been in Kazuma's
Yes.
cabin the entire time. I've never once heard anything from the next door cabin, or even felt like there's anyone there.
Well, presumably, since this gentleman is occupying one of the first-class cabins, he must be rather important, is that right?
That is not your business.
Are you on watch here all the time, Seaman Stroganoff?
Da, all time. So criminals like you cannot come in or get out.
I wonder, could you tell us anything about last night at all?
It is said about student boy.
Were you on watch last night as well?
Of course.
And did you notice anything at the time? Anything unusual?
Nyet.
Susato-san, did you understand that?
It was clearly a no.
I saw nothing unusual. Nothing at all.
And you didn't hear any strange noises, or sense anything was wrong in some way?
I said no.
Sorry. I'm not so sure. I could have sworn that he wouldn't catch my eye for a moment there.
I'm having a lot of fun voicing.
This is enough. I cannot say more now.
Oh,
It is time for me to report to Captain. You must return to cabin.
yes, alright.
Bulkhead to second class area is staying locked at all times. You escape when the lobster whistles on top of the mountain, or as English say, when the pigs fly.
Yes, I understand.
I did not catch any of that. Good. Now we can investigate this area properly, shall we?
Definitely. Since we talked to him, I guess it's safe to say there's nothing around here.
That's the way to the second class area of the ship. Is something wrong?
I was thinking about making a run for it, just for a moment. Things aren't exactly going well for me.
I might be wrong, but I imagine the moment you reach for the handle of the door, that burly seaman would surely shoot you dead. Oh dear, I'm sorry. Perhaps I went a little too far there.
No, I started it with my talk of running away. And there's no way I could run away while Kazuma's death remains a mystery anyway. That book on top of the table there really is huge. There's a pen with it, too.
Yes, I'm sure that's the ship's log.
Shall we have a little look through it?
The writing is so neat and precise. Every detail about the voyage has been meticulously recorded.
You wouldn't expect a rough and ready sailor to have such beautiful handwriting.
Anyway, look here. Last night's log is mostly blank.
Presumably, that means there was nothing to report. This looks like a plan of the SS Furia. It shows each deck. Look.
Why does it look like a bullet? The Bura is a large-scale steamship with a triple-skinned hull. What a marvel of engineering.
Well, it's been playing on my mind for a while now, actually, but how is it that such a huge lump of metal doesn't just sink to the bottom of the ocean?
Oh, that's really quite simple, Nodohoro-san.
It is?
Well, consider the Japanese archipelago.
The islands of Japan?
Yes, they're not metal, but they are enormous lumps of earth. Many, many times larger than the ship. And they don't sink, do they? They've been floating happily on the sea since the gods created them.
Well, I suppose so.
That did not explain anything.
Exactly. It just makes more questions. Which way do we come out?
Uh-oh. Wait.
This is it.
Uh-oh, well.
This is the cabin next to ours. The one the ventilator connects to.
You just happened to pick the wrong one.
Yes, the ventilator...
Yes, the ventilator! From which Kazuma-sama wrote that he saw a speckled band emerging.
Maybe whoever's in this cabin can help solve that particular mystery. Let's ask.
No answer.
I was just singing.
We're out of luck, it seems. There's no one in there to help with our inquiries. Also, do not steal my line again.
How annoying.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
First class cabin number 1. Yes, that's our cabin.
Not our cabin, it's Kazuma-sama's.
Sorry?
Your accommodation is confined to the wardrobe inside the cabin.
You know how to make a stowaway feel small, don't you? As small as the wardrobe I've been calling home.
These cabins are the finest on the ship. My own cabin in steerage is number 539, by the way.
500 and... How many cabins are there?
Ah, a trap for catching mice.
Yes, we have plenty of those back home in Japan.
That's a trap for catching rats.
Although they seem to be using a lump of chalk or something as bait.
Let me see. Yes, I think that's what it's called, cheese. It's made from the milk of cows.
Cheese? I wonder what that tastes like.
You can't eat it, Naruhodo-san. The trap will snap shut on your fingers.
Really? But, I suppose you're right.
You weren't actually going to try it, were you?
All I've had to eat for the past couple of weeks is Kazuma's leftovers. You don't know how hungry I've been in that wardrobe.
Who are you? I'll find a little snack for you later.
Damn. Why not right now? What do you think this is? It's a very pleasing shape, isn't it?
That's the emergency alarm. It's probably best not to touch it.
Oh, an alarm.
It says, press only in times of emergency. It looks as though it sets alarm bells ringing all over the ship and brings the vessel to a complete stop.
Oh, this I have to see.
What are you doing, Naruhodo-san? You mustn't touch it.
But this is an emergency... But this is an emergency situation. Just look at these handcuffs.
You know full well that's not what the alarm is for. If you were to bring this vessel to a standstill for no good reason, you'd be in an even worse situation.
I wish everything would just stop. This ship included.
If you have to do something foolish, at least make it something that doesn't affect anyone else.
What was that? It came from inside the cabin.
Such a high-pitched scream. It must have been a woman.
Stand aside.
Oh, that was the...
I'm about to break the door down.
Mr. Sholmes!
I shan't be stopped. When the fit is on me, I revel in kicking doors off their hinges.
Please, wait, Mr. Sholmes. The door doesn't appear to be bolted.
It doesn't? Then how the deuce can I dispatch this muscular urge? What prey can I kick? I think we should go in. There's no time to think about stress relief. 9th January, SS Buria, first class cabin number 2. What the sizzle nizzle?
Who are you?
Okay.
A Western gentleman? This man looks Russian to me. We heard a woman scream.
A woman? Don't be absurd. As you can see, there's nobody but me in this cabin.
True, this old man does appear to be the only person in here. But in that case, who just screamed?
Get out! All of you! Now!
That's kind of German instead of Russian, but like I can't do a Russian accent right now. And plus,
Well, okay, didn't Mr. Beef Stroganoff, didn't he tell you that it's a Western? You don't have to do Russian right now, do you?
yeah, technically.
Because he said English, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you don't
Please
have to do
excuse the intrusion, but you're Mr. Grimsby Roylott, I believe.
Yes, that's me. And you are.
I am the one and only, the actual Herlock Sholmes. You've heard of me, no doubt. What's up? What's up? He's Scottish? There's no way I'm gonna pull off a Scottish accent. Wait. How would I do a Scottish accent?
I don't know how to do a Scottish accent.
Scottish. Oh man. Okay, hold on. So, I can. Oh no, that's an Irish accent.
Yeah, close enough.
Oh, good to see.
The closest person that sounds Scottish is freaking Shrek.
Alright, well, Albert, do a Shrek accent.
Wait, how does the Shrek accent go again?
Fucking hell.
Give me a Shrek line.
Get out of my swamp.
Get out of my swamp!
No, he's not. He's doing English. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. He's doing English.
Get out of me swamp! That's not it.
I'm sorry. According to Mr. Biff Stroganoff, he is now an English gentleman. We are not.
No, he said Western.
Or sorry, a Western.
You talk like a cowboy.
Oh, you gotta be racist then to America. That's fine.
Get out of my swamp! I can't do a Shrek accent.
Yes, he's not okay. No, that's not gonna work. It's the...
That's British.
No, that's more of a Canadian, eh?
Yeah. Okay, just see this. Here's the thing, though. We're not making fun of any of this. We're just trying to figure out how to speak it to actually continue
I
with this
know,
as well as we can.
I don't know how. I'm sorry.
Sorry,
He's gonna
buddy.
have to be Western. We can't do anything else.
No! I am a great detective among great detectives. Donkey!
Monkey!
Most great. Well, you'll just have to listen on here. I am a great detective among great detectives. One who adorns the commerce of popular magazines, no less. So I assure you, you may trust me completely. The man uses that magazine like a business card. The detective! I do not trust detectives!
A detective. I do not trust
Yes,
detectives. No, that doesn't work.
We distinctly heard a scream emanating from within these
Emanating.
walls. Emanating, whatever. But there wouldn't appear to be a lady concealing herself within the wardrobe this time. So, might I be bold as to open that small traveling case? What? Don't be stupid! How could anyone fit in a small trunk like that?
Oh my god.
This is bad. Well, it's quite fashionable these days, is it not? Traveling inside one's trunk. Don't look at me.
Oh my, did you see that, Mr. Naruto?
Yes, the case just shook. Leave, now! Otherwise, I'll call the steward! That's his voice now, I don't care.
Okay, well, I guess
I'm
that works.
sticking with this. It sounds perfect.
Well, that's probably the closest you'll ever get to the worst Scottish accent.
I can't.
I know.
This is as best as I can get it, I'm sorry.
Alright, that's what it's gonna be now.
So this is Kazuma's Kazuma's
God damn it.
neighbor, Mr. Grimsby Roylott. There's no doubt about it. The strange Russian man is hiding something.
I couldn't agree more. Let's see if we can find some clues before that burly sailor returns.
Well, I guess we should probably just first converse with him before examining anything.
Yeah.
Let's present stuff to him, because why not?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Mr. Roylott, what do you make of this? Listen! Do you know why I'm wearing these dark glasses? No, not really. So I do not have to look at things I do not want to look at. Do you understand me? I wish I could point out that you can still see things even when wearing sunglasses.
Yeah.
But his chilly air has frozen my lips shut. Have you seen this before? I've never seen those strange letters before in my life! It says keep out in Japanese.
I haven't heard of that language.
As you're speaking it,
Seriously? Is the Empire of Japan really that insignificant on the world stage? This word was written on the floor in ink next to where the man died, as if he wrote it in his last moments.
it's Russian, isn't it? We believe it means wardrobe. Is that right?
Yes, that's right.
Could you tell us how it's pronounced, please? I can't, seriously.
Or something.
Something Dad mentioned, I don't know.
I don't remember.
Whatever. Just
Oh, that was pointless.
yes.
It is very sad.
Sorry?
The steward told me he was a young man.
Sorry, I'm trying to keep a straight face.
I know.
Yes, he was my best friend.
With a cocaine-filled cookie monster. It is though. I'm sorry. It's a terrible tragedy. It's a terrible tragedy. Wait.
I have the same newspaper in my cabin. Maybe they give it to all first-class passengers.
Well, neither of us speak a word of Russian, so we can't read it at all. Would you mind telling us what this article is about?
If you do not speak Russian,
Hold up. I'm going to Kermit the Frog or something by accident. I'm sorry.
if you do not speak Russian, you do not need to know what it's saying.
Russia must be a cold, cold place.
I mean,
Ooh.
Jesus.
Have you seen this?
I don't know what that is. I can't read it.
It's a travel diary written by the man who was killed. It's in Japanese.
I haven't heard of that language.
Seriously?
Okay, that's
Oh.
yeah.
Oh, wait. Okay. Maybe we can talk to him.
Keep pressing convert. Oh. No, you can't present profile.
An older Russian gentleman traveling on the
Wait,
ship.
Russian. Fuck it,
So
that.
he's Russian, but screw it. That's his new voice.
Well,
That's his voice. I can't.
he's a Scottish American Russian.
I can't do it.
Yep, he is now a Scottish American Russian. When they are combined, he turns into Cookie Monster. So, converse.
Mr. Roylott, we'd like to talk to you about something.
Yeah,
Oh.
I do not want to talk. Leave my cabin now.
This is going terribly.
We're not getting anywhere here.
I agree, but there may be someone else who can help. Perhaps that great detective could get somewhere with Mr. Roylott. But why is he in the freaking wardrobe?
I don't know.
Mr. Roylott, we'd like to talk to you about something.
I think
No.
this is repeating.
Oh,
I do not want to talk. Leave my cabin now.
Is this all just repeating? Yeah, that's repeating.
is it all repeating?
I think this is all going to be repeating. You can try, just hold circle.
Mr. Roylott, we'd like
Yeah,
to talk to you
okay.
about something.
No,
Oh, okay.
Just,
no.
okay.
Well, fuck it, man.
Yes. Examine.
Let us look around first. Start with this room, part of the room.
What do you think you're doing?
Ah!
Ah.
Oh wait, that's you. Sorry.
This is my cabin. Get out.
Could we just have a quick look inside your traveling case, perhaps?
No.
Oh, what a pity. I think we're out of luck.
I think you're right.
Okay, I think you have to talk to Sherlock right now. Or Herlock. There doesn't appear to be anything more we can do.
I agree, but there may be someone else who can help.
Yeah, I believe you have to talk to Herlock right now.
Perhaps that great detective could get somewhere with Mr. Royal.
Examine and, yeah.
Do you have a moment, please, Mr. Sholmes? You need only address me as Sholmes. That's what I just did, isn't it?
Wait, did he?
Well, Mr. Sholmes, what were you doing in there? Why? I was resting, of course.
Where's the British accent?
I messed it up because of doing all that Russian.
That's-
Or not Russian, but...
Definitely
yeah,
not Russian.
It's something close, I guess. I don't know.
Resting?
Indeed. I was contemplating our sea voyage from the confines of the wardrobe whilst waiting, my dear Watson. Waiting for the inevitable time that you would need to call my great powers of detection into service.
Oh.
And it would seem that the hour is upon us now. The time has come. Am I mistaken? Well, no, actually. You're spot on, for once. Observe closely. Our Russian host in this cabin, Mr. Roylat, is clearly trying to hide something.
What time is it?
And do you know what is the most effective weapon used against a Russian hiding a secret? It's 5:05.
You can keep going.
Why? The truth, of course. Though it should be pointed out that such methods are not exclusively for the Russians. Right. Can you imagine how the Russian will react when the secret he guards so closely is exposed? Would you like to witness it?
Oh, yes, please.
Well then, what you are about to see, my dear friends, may well astound you. Astound you.
Yeah.
For I am about to apply my great detective's greatly admired great deduction to the case. Could this man be a more hackneyed portrayal of a dubious Russian, I ask you?
Portrayal.
What? Or what? Or how did I do it? What?
Try to do a...
Donkey! What?
There you go. The Cookie Monster.
What?
I can't do it now because I'm
Yeah,
choking.
cause.
From time to time, it occurs to me. Is the fellow dubious on account of his Russianese, or Russian on account of his dubious? What?
Dubiousness.
I really don't think either of those things should be occurring to you, or anyone.
Yeah. That's right. And Mr. Sholmes, I know this man's beard and dark glasses are hard to ignore, especially on first meeting, but I once read, it is a capital mistake to theorize before you have all the evidence. It biases the judgment.
Shh. I must have complete silence.
What are you doing? Why are you peering at my face like that?
There you go.
Ah, just as I thought. Yes, I have quite made up my mind now. What's up? What's up?
You don't know it's a freaking false beard.
Maybe that, or maybe that, or maybe someone looks familiar on a newspaper.
Well, wait, but I guarantee it's probably a false beard.
That wouldn't examine.
No Russian has that good of a looking beard.
But why was the briefcase shaking?
Yeah.
Oh, come on, I only know the whole thing.
Oh yeah, that's right. If this is, hold on. If this is like
Then
following,
that would exclude you from this case, wouldn't it?
yeah. Cause wait, hold on. If this truly does follow as closely to the original story as Dad says it does, then he does already know the answer, doesn't he?
Unless there's plot twists.
Mr. Dick, this is forget what you want, so go. Let's just keep waiting and see where it goes.
Alright. There can be no other explanation that accommodates all the facts. Mr. Roylott, I have reached two incontrovertible conclusions.
What do you mean?
Number one, your true identity is that of a villain. Using those shears, you are about to end the existence of something most dear. Are you not?
Huh?
And number two, the other conclusion I have drawn. You are, at this very moment no less, in the midst of committing a most grievous crime. Beneath that beard, your mouth quivers with nervous tension as you realize you have been discovered. Does it not?
Rah!
Oh, Norohara-san, I never imagined I would witness one of Mr. Sholmes' great deductions with my own eyes.
That was a great deduction.
Nothing can deceive Mr. Sholmes. In a single glance, he can deduce all there is to know about a person.
What? What ineffable twaddle? Ineffable twaddle.
Oh yes, I've read about it countless times in the Adventures of Sherlock Sholmes. And now I've experienced the astonishing impact of his great deduction firsthand. This is like a dream come true.
I can hardly believe it, but all the color has drained from Mr. Roylott's face.
Actually, isn't it kind of adding more color as purple? Okay, then.
It looks like somehow both of Mr. Sholmes' conclusions were right.
How? How could you?
How could I possibly know such things, you wish to say? Very well then. I shall elucidate. I shall explain how it was that I arrived at this pair of conclusions. So do I cordially invite you upon a journey of logical discovery.
Cordially.
Let us board the train of reasoning. Put plainly, let us work through my deductions together. Oh,
New mechanic.
what the frick?
This is where it gets fun.
I guess a new mechanic.
Yep.
So the dubious looking Russian, Mr. Roylott. Obviously, what catches the eye in the first place is the enormous pair of shears in your hand. Now we ask ourselves, what could you possibly want with such an implement? The answer, of course, is staring us in the face. You were on the verge of using the shears to cut away the copious beard you sport. Now, moving on. The question then begged is this. Why would you desire to rid yourself of this magnificent beard, Mr. Roylott? So this goes on for the next 2 games?
You're gonna have quite a bit of these.
Woohoo! I mean, I bet this turns on every single Sherlock Holmes fan. Wait till that hears that.
I'm not with nose.
The question then begged is, why would you desire to rid yourself of this magnificent beard, Mr. Roylott? Once again, The answer is plain. We have clear evidence to shed light on the matter. Regard, if you will, this morning's newspaper. In particular, the fascinating front page article. Which it would appear you have read also, Mr. Roylott. I'm sure it needs no further clarification. The evidence that reveals your true identity is the article about the revolutionary. In translation, the headline reads, Revolutionary villain Bolshevik flees Russia via Shanghai. As you cannot fail to observe, the subject of the article possesses an extremely copious beard. Having noted the article yourself, you decided to remove your incriminating facial hair before it gave you away. In short, your true identity is beyond doubt. You are the fearsome Russian revolutionary himself, villain Bolshevik. Not that I've heard of you myself, you understand. A revolutionary on the run. Topic 2. Wrongdoing. Now, as for my second conclusion. You are, at this very moment, on the brink of committing a most grievous crime. And the proof of this crime? Over there. Oh yes, Mr. Roylott. Taken unawares, people have a propensity to let their eyes stray, you see. And I assure you, the eye speaks so much more eloquently and honestly than the mouth. What do you think? What do you think so far of this?
This looks like something that your uncle would actually do.
Exactly, see? It's just comedy thrown in.
Although in the actual story, it's a lot different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I may have to stop right now. The phone's almost dead.
Alright, keep going. Let's see where it goes.
Once I finish this part, then I might have to stop, by the way, because the phone is almost dead.
Well, okay, let's just keep going for a little bit longer, even if the phone's dead, just for a little bit longer.
Once the phone dies, though, I'll still continue, so I'm just letting you know that so you can keep watching.
Just don't forget that he also has to catch that
6:15 bus.
Yeah, 6:15 bus.
Alright, I'll make sure he does.
Alright.
The proof of your crime sits before our very eyes. Yes, that traveling case. It is time, I think, that the case be opened and its contents laid bare.
No, I refuse. I refuse. Don't get.
What could you possibly be concealing inside, we ask? By my estimation, a young lady, perhaps, one slight enough to fit therein.
Don't be absurd.
And what, pray, would be the identity of this young lady in the traveling case? Dear me, we are not well suited to a life of crime, are we? Your careless coup d'oil betrays you.
Coup d'oil, I guess.
Once again, we need only follow your furtive glance to find the answer. Yes, the reason you refuse to open your traveling case can equally be found in the pages of this newspaper. For there is another, most stimulating article. If we turn from the fleeing revolutionary to the back page, renowned prima ballerina of the Novikik ballet disappears from Shanghai. Such a headline can lead us to but one conclusion. Your crime is that of abduction. And according to the article, the young lady's name is Nikolina Pavlova. Conclusion: kidnapping of a young ballerina. Thus concludes Herlock Sholmes' greatest deduction of this Russian enigma, Alemensky.
Oh, I see. He tried to do elementary in a Russian style.
Susato-san. That wasn't one of the great deductions I've been hearing so much about, was it?
Well, the stories are full of Mr. Sholmes' brilliant deductions, you know? Fuck. But that did seem a little different somehow.
Excuse me, Mr. Sholmes. Could you come over here a moment? Pray, what can I do for you? It's about your deductions. Would you mind? Not at all. Go on. Well, to start with, there's the newspaper article. I think we had the same discussion before, but these two men look nothing like each other.
Well, I mean, at least it's closer than Ryunosuke and him.
Ah, yes. I recall our discussion earlier, and at that time, I believe I told you that the man is a revolutionary, well able to revolutionize his own appearance.
In fairness to Mr. Sholmes, Mr. Roylock does look more like this man than you do. I did not believe you to say that beforehand, apparently.
That's not the point. And another thing, the part about him abducting the ballerina. Indeed, a truly startling revelation. At first glance, the case would appear too small to accommodate a young woman. Not just a girl glance. No, wait, not just a girl glance.
Not just that first glance!
Oh. What? Okay, not just at first glance. It is too small, clearly. You did. Sometimes. Alright, I'm gonna hang up the phone for now, but I'll still be continuing for a bit.
Alright, no problem.
Alright, love you guys.
Love you too.
See yous. Is Mom there too?
She's taking a bath.
Okay. See yous.
I forgot, Jet sometimes likes me. Sometimes.
He betrayed me. Someone named Evan just friended me.
Okay.
I wonder who could that be at all. Maybe it was Jen.
Jet doesn't...
You'd be lucky to fit a 5-year-old child into that case, even if you pushed really hard.
I don't suppose the missing ballerina is a 5-year-old child, is she?
You mean you don't know? No, the young lady is 15. No, I didn't know. How could I?
Well, if she's 15, then 10 years worth of her would be poking out from the case.
That's scary.
Okay, first.
Some years ago, I read something pertinent, I believe.
What? Albert? Anyways, continue reading.
What's it? No. It was by accident, though.
Right, keep going.
Wait, what?
Nothing.
A trove of men consuming vinegar daily in order to promote a certain lithersness in their bodies. Vinegar? For such a sour bunch, It would surely be simplicity itself to contort oneself into the confines of that small
Like a
case.
contortionist.
Mhm.
Oh dear, you might be thinking of... Oh, fucking... Oh dear, you might be thinking of contortionists in the circus, Mr. Sholmes.
Ugh, this whole thing is turning into a circus.
Mr. Naruhodo, something's occurred to me about Mr. Sholmes' deductions just now. I think his powers of observation are, well, magical. His eyes cut to the heart of a matter almost instantly. It's just where he directs his attention and his logic that seem a little... off.
Your idea of a little, maybe a little of itself, Miss Susato. Susato, right? Susato?
Susato. Yeah.
It's just one or
It's just one or two key words in his deductions that seem to let him down. So I was wondering if we might perhaps tactfully switch them for alternatives. What do you think?
Switch some keywords in his deductions.
Yes, but very tactfully. I feel sure if we could do that, we'd unlock the true genius of Mr. Sholmes' great deduction.
Precisely the thought that was going through my own mind. This man is a lot of work. At times, I wonder how anyone puts up with me.
At least he admits.
It's not that funny. Ah, and you, my good fellow. Sorry? Take a moment to look at your wrists. My wrists? What?
Ah! Where are your handcuffs?
Huh? How did... I felt they may hinder your ability to follow me in our dance of deduction. I don't believe it.
Mr. Sholmes, you are a marvel.
And don't worry, I shall restore the shackles to your wrists when we are finished. I'm not worried. In fact, I'd rather stay like this. So, let us begin. Herlock Sholmes is proud to present his Logic and Reasoning Spectacular.
In the Japanese version, it would be the Theater of Logic.
Course correction. Hold it, Mr. Sholmes. Topic 1, Omen's identity, a revolutionary on the right.
So you can skip some of this. I mean, I don't know if it'll allow you to skip.
No, it won't.
Damn. But you don't have to reread, since it'll be the same for the most part. Okay, here we go. I'm not sure. Would you really use shears like that to cut off a beard?
I doubt that's something I'll even ever have to worry about. It doesn't quite sit right with me, though.
It doesn't seem to be sitting right with Mr. Roylott either.
Which means, I suppose, that the deduction is wrong.
Let's try to switch a keyword here, Naruhodo-san, and see if it helps matters.
Alright, but how?
I think we should start by taking a long, hard look at Mr. Roylott.
I wonder if it's really his beard that he intended to use those shears on.
Exactly. If we do manage to find something that seems to fit the sense of Mr. Sholmes' deduction better,
Then what?
then I'll leave the rest in your capable hands, Naruhodo-san.
Why am I the one to do something about this?
Because you're the protagonist.
Well, anyway, let's see if there's anything we could even use to switch around in that last sentence. What exactly was Mr. Roylott really going to use those enormous shears for?
Oh, yeah, rotate.
Wait a second.
Yes!
You You were on the verge of using the shears to cut away the golden locks you sport. Indeed, you have identified the precise detail I was intending to expose. Such lush golden hair certainly does not befit an old man. You're not a man at all. You're a woman, and judging from the length and sheen of your hair, one's still very much in her youth. Wait a second! Oh no.
If only I had managed to cut off my hair, no one would have suspected.
The question then begged is this: why would you desire to rid yourself of those magnificent locks? Once again, the answer is plain. We have clear evidence to shed light on the matter. I'm sure it needs no further clarification. The evidence that reveals your true identity is the article about the revolutionary. Well, that was a shock. I had no idea that that old man was really a young woman in disguise. Did you? Oh, Dad just called me. Yo.
Yeah.
Were you shocked?
No, you see, I was going at one direction until I saw the fucking hair.
So now it's totally different now for you?
Yeah.
So I wonder what's in the suitcase.
Well, we know what's in the suitcase.
Oh, a snake.
No, not that.
Oh, okay.
If the suitcase is hers, it's her clothes. She's dressed as a guy.
Why would it be jumping?
Remember, it shook earlier.
It shook.
Oh, was it jumping?
It
Yeah.
shook.
It shook earlier. As a matter of fact, that's why we're having this discussion.
She's got like 300 Mexican jumping beans in there.
Yep, she has jumping boots in there. She has moon shoes.
I will hang up for now, but call if anything else shocks you.
Yeah, I will.
Bye. Watch him hear that he has to call again.
Just like the next moment, he has to call in. Okay, well, great line.
What? Why are you staring at me like that?
Yes, it was a surprise, Naruhodo-san. You're enjoying this, aren't you?
Sorry?
You look like you're in your element as you dance around the room, deducing the facts of Mr. Shones.
I'm just doing what we agreed. I'm not having fun or anything.
Dummy.
This is strictly business, just to
Yes, I understand. Say no more.
Well, anyway, let's focus on this next part of Mr. Shome's deduction, shall we? The evidence that he's picked out doesn't fit the facts at all now. No,
that's true. Given that Mr. Roylott is actually a woman.
I think what it is since his name is mixed up, everything else is mixed up. Exactly. He, or rather she, can't possibly be this merciless revolutionary.
I suppose it's because the deduction as a whole has taken a different direction.
Yes. Let's switch
the evidence for something
I
else.
keep jumping the gun.
Something that fits the facts as we now understand them. See that tiny triangle under the dialogue box? That points to who's talking.
For some reason, this woman needed to try to hide her true identity. I feel as though I've either read or heard about a young woman in a situation like that recently. Alright, I'll do my best.
I mean, it's pretty obvious.
Yes!
So should I voice this character?
Yes. The evidence that reveals your true identity is, of course... Oh, dude! His identity, of course, the article about the ballerina. That's right. You've hit the nail on the head. Renowned prima ballerina of the Novich Ballet disappears from Shanghai. it would appear we are finally able to address you by your true name. Yes, because your true identity is that of the Novorich Ballet's prima ballerina.
Please say ballet, not ballot.
Miss Nicolina Pavola. Ah!
Right, I will now be... she is Russian, so... But you're right. My real name is Nina. I mean, Nikolina Pavlova. But please, I beg you, don't tell anyone.
A ballerina on the run. Solved.
Now, kidnapping of a young ballerina that's right in front of us.
Oh no, did she kidnap the man? What? Hold on, what? Or what did she kidnap?
Do you know how stupid that sounds?
Put the man next to kid.
I'm sorry. If a 15-year-old ballerina can't get in that suitcase, why do you expect a Russian revolutionary to fit in there?
And he looks like he's a chonk, bro. Like literally, look at this. This man.
Yep, that man
Looks
fits
pretty
in that.
hefty.
Yes, that man fits in that tiny ass suitcase that a ballerina couldn't fit in.
You are at this very moment on the brink of committing a most grievous crime. And the proof of this crime? Over there. Oh yes, Miss Pavlova. Taken unawares, people have a prosperity to let their eyes stray, you see.
Ah. How do I act shocked? How do I...
No, Dad, don't you get it? His name is mixed up, so everything is mixed up on purpose.
So...
Don't you get it? That's why his name is Herlock Sholmes. Every deduction he does, I think, must be reversed.
Like, the thing is, it's not fully wrong.
Because it's not wrong, it's just he's got it reversed. So now you get it? Yeah, well, I mean, because he's Sherlock Holmes.
No, they're not effing up Sherlock Holmes. It's Herlock Sholmes, totally different character.
Totally different character.
What did he do?
You know what? I'll go with that.
Alright. Well, call again if there's anything.
I'll go with that. That makes sense. Okay, thank you. Okay.
Right, anyway, I'm so friggin' dead. And I assure you, the eye speaks so much more eloquently and honestly than the mouth.
Eloquently.
Oh, and I don't have to read this, right? Or...
No, you do now.
The answer we seek lies where the furtive glance falls. The proof of your crime sits before our very eyes. Yes, that traveling case. The woman is the ballerina, and she's right in front of her eyes. So clearly she can't be inside that traveling case as well.
No, that's not... No, that's right. It seems she wasn't abducted at all.
In which case, what is the crime this young woman is apparently committing? Ha, I can't see I'm going to have to step in and fix the great detective's mistake again.
You seem to look pleased, Naruhodo-san. Do you like the idea of another chance to dance around with Mr.
So are they
Holmes?
actually like dancing while we're doing
I
this?
believe they're actually like dancing.
Or are they... Stop it. Anyway, there must be something else here that shows what this woman is up to. Oh. 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 No kidding.
Okay, stop.
Wow, look at that dazzling tiara. I've never seen
I've never seen anything like it. Are those real diamonds, do you think?
Oh.
Oh, Norahoda-san! Oh, Norahoda-san, try it on!
What? Me? Isn't it usually girls who wear tiaras? Wouldn't you like to try it on?
Oh no, I couldn't possibly. It's far too beautiful.
Why does this tiara look familiar? I feel like I've seen it somewhere recently. And when I think about it, I accidentally pressed triangle earlier. I didn't know you could look at stuff, and I should have looked at the dude quotation marks more. I'm sad now. Now I gotta restart.
No, we're good. The waste paper basket.
Let's have a little look inside.
Naruhodo-san, it's poor etiquette to go sifting through someone's rubbish, you know.
Ugh, those eyes. She's looking at me like I'm a piece of rubbish now.
However, these are special circumstances, I think.
Exactly. We have no choice. There's hardly anything in here at all.
Oh well, that's a little disappointing.
It's a very small case, isn't it? You can see instantly that no person could possibly fit inside there.
That little triangle. So does that tell us that Miss Povalova's telling glance in this direction was focused on something else?
If that's true, though, it doesn't make sense.
What do you mean?
Well, if there's nothing incriminating inside the case, why did she refuse to let us look inside?
Yes, I wonder why. Perhaps she has a perfectly harmless reason, though.
Yes!
The proof of your crime is surely this tiara. I believe this tiara is worn on stage by dancers in the Novovich Ballet. Is it not? Indeed, it would appear to be identical to the tiara pictured here in this newspaper article. And if the reporting is to be believed, it's an item worth 20,000 rubles. In summary, the crime you have committed is theft.
Oh no!
Yes, you left your ballet troupe unlawfully taking their precious tiara with you.
It's pronounced I can't do fucking
You don't do it as loud as you can.
I can't.
Yeah, just try
I
it.
can't.
Try it. Just go.
I can't. Like, it's too high pitch.
That was good.
I have no one, no family, no friends. I'm all alone, and I need money. But I did not steal the tiara. It was a present from, how do you say, an Earl of Prussia. It belongs to me.
This girl is only 15 years old, and she's run away all by herself. She must have been extremely lonely.
Alright, I will tell you everything. There is no point to hiding it now.
Come, let us not be hasty.
What?
There remains one unsolved mystery about you.
Mystery? What do you mean?
You have staunchly refused to open this traveling case of yours in our presence. It is reasonable to conclude, therefore, that there exists some reason why you wish it to remain closed. Is that not so, Miss Pavlova?
Yeah, Pavlova.
My dear girl, there is no sense in playing games with me. Nothing escapes my attention. Indeed, I have a very good idea of the contents of your case, even before I have laid eyes on it. Dear me, we are not well suited to a life of crime, are we? Your careless Fucledile betrays you.
It's pronounced coup.
Okay.
You know, like coup d'etat.
Coup d'etat, yeah. Once again, we need only follow your furtive glance to find the answer. Yes, the reason why you refuse to open your case is written in the books on the shelf. What? You didn't say that the first time.
Yeah, that's why. That wasn't him.
He's completely changed tack with his deduction now.
I think Mr. Jones is adapting his logic to the changing circumstances, don't you?
Maybe, but why has he suddenly brought the bookshelf into all this? It's just a wild guess, surely.
Oh, do you think so?
Well, it doesn't seem likely that the reason why this young woman doesn't want to open her case would have been written in a book that doesn't even belong to her.
Yes, that's true, but still. Miss Pavlova certainly did cast her eyes in that direction. I noticed it myself.
Then there has to be another reason why she won't open her case. And it must be somewhere in the same area, if that's where her gaze was involuntarily drawn.
I agree, that's the only answer.
Whatever she has hidden inside that case should be revealed by following her gaze in the direction of the bookcase.
This is a charming little picture, isn't it?
What is it? Someone climbing a steep mountainside?
Or descending one, it seems to me.
When you've been on the flat sea for a while, maybe you start seeing hills and mountains and everything.
These are the rules of passage for travel aboard the SS Europe. Passengers must not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in their cabins. Pets are also strictly forbidden.
There's exactly the same notice in our cabin, too. I wonder what happens if you break the rules.
Oh dear, I'm sure the punishment would be severe, Naruhodo-san. You'd probably be left adrift in the freezing cold ocean. Or shut inside a tiny wardrobe for days on end.
So I've actually been serving time for weeks now, have I? Ah, it looks like these are all the same books that we have in our cabin. I suppose the steward likes to make sure passengers have plenty to read for the long voyage.
And have you noticed how all the books have fallen over, just like Kazuma-sama's cabin? It's almost like someone's taken a sleep at it.
Maybe Miss Pavlova, while she was practicing her ballet? Anyway, the point is, we don't have time to look through all these books at the moment.
We couldn't even if we wanted to. They're all in Russian.
Well, that's a relief. Let's try our luck elsewhere.
Yes!
Yes, the reason why you refuse to open your case is written in the rules of passage. Passengers must not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in their cabins. Pets are also strictly forbidden. Inside that case of yours is something forbidden from carriage on this vessel. That is the real reason why you refuse to open it, thus revealing its contents.
Hi.
As we've seen, the trunk wobbles from time to time, but no weapon or other dangerous item would move of its own accord. Which leaves but one possibility, Miss Pavlova. Inside your traveling case is the last item listed as forbidden in the vessel's rules of passage, a pet.
Ah, well, I can't do that. And it also kills my throat.
Possession of a prohibited animal. Did Deduction complete. Elementary. So clearly, you aren't who you said you were.
No, I am not Grimsby or Ronald. My real name is Nikolina Povalova. Everything you said was correct.
You absconded during one of your ballet company's performances in order to escape your homeland.
By the way, no offense, but I have a much better Russian accent. No offense.
Later that same night, you stole aboard this vessel.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it's still terrible, but...
Which couldn't have been easy. The Burya is a huge steamship with a vast crew. Could she really have snuck on board without being noticed? In order to obscure your true identity, you somewhat recklessly took the guise of an old gentleman, and you intended to sever all links with your past by severing your long hair. Yet to a woman, hair is no trifling matter. My personal recommendation is to leave well alone. So, if it was just you about to cut off your own hair, who was it that let out the scream we heard from outside the cabin? That veritable tinkling of a bell? Why, none other than this young lady, naturally. More like a full set of pipes, if you ask me.
I was so scared when I ran away in Shanghai. I was sure they would come looking for me. It's why I decided to, how do you say, disguise myself. Disgust myself. Hold on. Disgust myself. So no one would recognize me. As a result, you transformed yourself into that questionable old man? I see. I put on the fur hat and thick beard. Then, just before you came in here, I saw in the newspaper. Right on the page, there was a picture of me. I was so frightened, I couldn't stop from screaming. I knew that if I didn't change my appearances completely, they would find me. So I decided to cut all my hair as fastly as possible. I picked up the scissors in my hand and...
At that precise moment, we walked in through the annoyingly unlocked cabin door.
Things happen like that sometimes, don't they?
Things do indeed happen like that, from time to time. Are those two even talking about the same thing?
Probably. There's just one more thing I'd like to know. What exactly do you have inside your traveling case? You are right, it is my dear friend inside, my only friend in the whole world. Please, don't tell anyone. If the captain finds out, if you say to any of the crew.
Your secret is safe with us, I assure you, but in return, you must tell us, in as much detail as you can muster, about the events of last night.
Let's stop right there. Like, hold on. Yes, alright, I will tell you. Let's stop right there. Like, what time is it now?
It's 5:52.
Yeah, save it now, and I think I'll take my leave. Alright. That seems like a good place to leave
We
off.
got a lot of stuff done, and that is the end of the live stream.
We met Grimsby Roylott and actually found Nikolina Pavlova,
So we can end.
who was originally Nikolina Boshevich.